Frontiers of the Mind, a study on the Maze Master's experiments. Okay. Hang on a second, chat. Cool music so far. Let's see if I got it. Yes, between 1987 and 1994, the British channel Network 7 broadcast 112 episodes of the TV game show Maze Masters, an interactive adventure targeting younger audiences. Produced by Third Eye Picture Studio during 8 seasons, Maze Masters was an adventure role-playing game staging groups of teenagers trapped inside a castle. Bertram, the dungeon master, selected the adventurer who would put on a helmet which partially blinded them. In theory, the contestant could only see their own feet, nothing of the world around. Their 3 companions helped them from afar. Boy, I sure hope there's no people suffocating inside of a wall in this here TV show. Their 3 companions helped them from afar. Only those companions could see the rooms in the trials. Every episode followed the same pattern, although the riddles and settings could change. Only some parts of the show were aired. The different sections of the CD-ROM explore the format and the backstage of the show. The idea is to shed a new light on the strange events which have been revealed afterwards. The names and last names of all the persons involved were changed and their faces digitally transformed. 5 years after the end of the show, the truth about the mysteries surrounding Third Eye Pictures' activities has not yet been verified with certainty. Therefore, we wish to protect the anonymity of the persons involved. Well, I guess we could just go to the players section. The children chosen to take part in the show were selected according to a particular process. First, they had to send a cover letter to production to give a certain number of details, such as their school reports, their hobbies, and the sports they practiced, along with all their food intolerances or medical treatments. When their application was accepted via a standard letter, the kids were invited to go to the closest audition. Once there, they were introduced to the show writers and to the members of the shooting crew. Then the casting directors would have them pass a test called intuition test, which, according to the witnesses, was probably a sort of disguised Ganzfeld protocol. Bacon. The kids had to take a telepathy test involving cards covered with specific symbols, and during which they had to guess the Zener card chosen by their companion. The children always described this experience as a funny session, and apparently they never realized they were taking a cognitive test. What was that? In all likelihood, the kids' roles during the show were determined by the results of those tests. Allegedly, the child with the lowest results was assigned to wear the helmet during the episode. Therefore, the choice made by the dungeon master was not arbitrary. It had been planned long before. A few days later, the kids would receive a phone call telling them if they were selected or not. Bertram was the main figure in the adventure. He was both a companion and a potential threat. His objective was to help the players when they needed assistance and to make their journey harder if they sailed through the challenges. He knew by heart all the rules of the game and had access to the solutions of all the riddles of the castle. As the dungeon master, Bertram controlled the game's rhythm. In case of conflict, he was the only judge entitled to decide. As the dungeon master, However, several members of the studio asserted that he was wearing an earpiece during the shootings. Bertram is an iconic character of the show and left his mark on a whole generation of young viewers. Although the investigation revealed that he knew nothing about Third Eye Pictures' doings, Bertram got himself noticed for other reasons. Several letters of complaint were sent to the Network 7's headquarters, reporting the fainting fits, migraines, and headaches affecting some children. Those incidents mostly happened when the actor would perform the Bertram stare during the final shot of the episodes. This stare was described by young viewers as hypnotical and terrifying. Several adults reported having similar reactions while watching those sequences. The Dungeon Master is the only character who was never replaced during the 8 seasons of the show. Controversies. During the game, the children seemed delighted and it positively affected the show. The audience ratings were among the best of the channel, and the show even won several prizes, thanks notably to the wonderful work of the writers' crew and of the artists in charge of the show's artistic direction. As for the different experimental protocols, well, they were always so subtle and so well designed that there were never any suspicion, and they never disturbed the kids in the short and medium term. At the end of each adventure, the kids would receive a certificate on which was written a text supposed to cleanse the different parapsychic suggestions to which they had been exposed. Although we do not know the exact number of accidents which occurred, 2 of them have been certified. The first one involves prototype number 2. This version of the helmet made it possible to show the adventurer's mental health in real time. Thanks to the captors connected to the pulse and the back of the kid's eye, the software was supposed to display a face which would change color according to the stress level of the player. During one episode, the face suddenly turned into something gruesome, the skin peeling off on its own until there was nothing left but a sinister skull. The kid wearing the helmet started to cry uncontrollably, and the episode had to be stopped in order to remove the device from the helmet. The second incident is even more striking, and apparently it was not related to the helmet itself, since no particular device had been integrated during the episode. In the course of a discussion with the jester, the player suddenly had an important nosebleed beneath the helmet. The so-called nosebleed episode turned out to be the starting point of the problems related to the jester. See the jester incident. The cases of the Bristol kids date back to the pilot episode, which was supposed to convince potential broadcasters to buy the show. The contestants were around 14 years old at the time of the shooting, and in 1986, they must be around 30 today. Well, I read that wrong, but you get it. We ignore the protocols the players were exposed to, and it took several years for the disturbing points to be revealed. The 4 young winners pursued brilliant studies right after the show, although they initially had low to middle grades at school. They all developed particular skills in biology and maths, so much that they skipped several years and joined special curriculums. The most disturbing element is that those young people did not know each other from before the show. And they did not keep in touch in any particular way after the shooting. Someone said there's red dots in some of the slides, like they're... What's going on? Are there secrets? there are secrets. Okay? Eventually, in 1996, the 4 former contestants were invited all together and by chance to the prize-giving ceremony of a mathematics award. And that is where they connected the dots. Eventually, in 1996, the 4 former contestants were invited all together. Oh, right, okay. Proving the connection with the show would ultimately involve some speculations, but their participation to Maze Master's pilot episode is the only common point between these 4 gifted persons. No similar event has been reported with other contestants. So have I missed these red dots in any of these slides that we've seen already? Very weird. I'm looking for a red dot. Hang on. Oh. I think there are secrets, but some of it might be tied to an external site like an ARG. Characters. Allies. During their adventure, the groups would meet several allies willing to help them. In addition to the Dungeon Master, they could rely on the assistance of Maldor, the Chamberlain. In addition, he could be prankish and slightly terrifying, but he never refused to help the adventurers. Easily identifiable with his red gown and his crown of white hair, his help often appeared as clues related to the forthcoming riddles. The contestants could also walk into Selma the Shepherdess, a young woman lost in the castle too. She never clearly explained how she arrived there, but she would give the contestants advice and directions. The help of Cora the Sentinel could be determinate. This mercenary from the marshes surrounding the castle knew all of the weaknesses of all of the entities abounding in this place. Other characters would appear occasionally. Garen the Apothecary, mischievous and wily. Elena, the Crimson Princess, the only bearer of the crystal rings. The character list is still long. Melvadesh the Groom, Keeper of the Dragon's Eyes, King Khan's servant. Bagat, the Innkeeper, well-versed in the gossips going around the castle. Oswald, King Khan's counselor. Compulsive gambler but faithful advisor. Salkus, the shapeshifter elf. We do not know any of his other forms. Mirrodin the wizard, who's descendant of the first druid. He was the only character who could bring a contestant back to life. Yes, where's Melpert? Enemies, spelled incorrectly. Unfortunately, in Maze Masters, the enemies outnumbered the allies. In this section, only the human-shaped antagonists are listed. No other kind of creatures. See entities. Lord Fear was one of the most striking ones, as the final enemy of the adventurers would fight in the throne room at the end of their journey. He ruled over several sadistic henchmen blindly serving his dark ambitions. Aside from the Dark Lord, there was Queen Nargal, who could control the main entities of the castle. His faithful servant and counselor was the Jester himself. There's an incident with that Jester. As from Season 4, new enemies... What's going on here? Cast turnover. Although the incidents related to the cast of the show remain quite minor, they are no less noteworthy considering the evolutions discovered later. It appears that some of the actors got so lost in their roles that they were unable to break character. The actress playing Liliana was found asleep on an unsaddled horse somewhere in London's suburbs. And the performer playing Watton the Wizard set his garage on fire while trying to find the Philosopher's Stone. Yet the cast turnover certainly remains the most curious element. Except for a few rare exceptions, most of the actors refused to keep their roles after their first shooting. Many reasons were mentioned, but the most common one was related to issues with the catering on the set, and in particular with the presence of something in the meat. What the hell is going on here? What is the Jester incident? What is happening? None of the buttons work, chat. Maybe we can come back to that. Entities. Wall monsters. Yeah, hopefully that dude's not suffocating behind a sock. Wall monsters were special features of the show, and we find very similar examples in other bestiaries or legendary creatures. It is difficult to say if they were allies or enemies, since their behavior was always unpredictable. They would randomly appear in empty rooms, and nothing in particular seemed to announce their arrival. If the wall monsters were made sure to terrify the assistant players, they were only a voice for the bearer of the helmet. Somehow they represented the spirit of the castle. They knew its history, and they had watched the adventures of all the players. When we try to decipher their particular way to communicate, we find in their words a sort of ancient wisdom. Their size and colors revealed how dangerous they could become. However, the production crews asserted that they were not to blame for the apparition of a face in the altar room during the Season 4 finale. No. Hang on, before we... What's in the more? Okay, well, you know what? We'll get to that. I want to learn more. Creatures. It's not working. Anomalies. Yeah, I think my CD is scratched, chat. I knew I shouldn't have got that, CD-ROM from that basement under the, weird restaurant in Chinatown. Objects. Contestants choosing food during their choice trial express their need for energy and motivation. Players seem to develop different physical or cognitive capacities according to the products they would choose. The only incident happened in Episode 7, Season 3, when a roasted chicken was offered to the contestant during the choice trial. When the player started to weep with joy, hit by a fit of neurotic euphoria in front of the chicken, and the sequence had to be interrupted. It was the first and last time that cooked food was offered during the show, also known as the chicken incident. The contestants favoring fruits and vegetables during the choice trial manifested a need for vitality and energy, or an overwhelming thirst for life. Apparently, vegetables were more a psychological sort of food, whereas the fruits seemingly affected the players on a physiological plan. Gold. Each contestant who would choose the gold bar seemed to be searching for eternity and inner wealth. This longing for accomplishment was almost pathological, and it often appeared through hasty and inconsiderate decisions. and through overconfident reactions, and yet the contestants who would choose gold usually led their team to victory. The contestant who would choose the key expressed the longing for freedom and knowledge, a need to unlock a zone in their own mind, or to express their determination to resolve a complex inner conflict. Apparently, a specific protocol was implemented to the bearers of the helmet who would choose the key. Many among them could access the land of dream. The process generally followed those steps. When a contestant chose the key, it triggered the apparition of a special well in one of the nearby rooms. If the contestant decided to step into it, they could access this purple dimension, as Jay would sometimes call it in his notes. In all likelihood, one of those extra-dimensional translocations gave the greatest number of results. The dimension was finally detected thanks to the technology integrated to the helmet number 4. The images show a dominant feature of pink-purple color, but we ignore if this dimension really adopted those colors or if it was an effect produced by the recording process. After the descent into the well, the contestant would reach a forest. Several explorers of the purple dimension mentioned the apparition of doors, which seemed to lead into the darkness. If they stepped through one of those doors, a contestant would be brought back to the initial forest. Huge breathing meatballs would then appear. What? Network 7 Studios apparently caught fire right when Jay tried to make a more thorough map of that zone. The only human figure who could be found there was some sort of mute ferryman who never reacted to the contestants' solicitations. The kids who would choose the pie expressed the need to share, or on contrary, a yearning for acknowledgement. The pies were presented a few times to the contestants, and those who would choose them seemed to be more likely to find themselves in the yellow rooms. The pies in the show were prepared in a nearby bakery, which has never accepted to reveal the recipe, a family heritage from generation to generation. Okay. Several precious stones were offered to the contestants. Those who would take them during the choice trial expressed through this decision a need for anchoring or for personal stability. Several stones of colors were submitted during the trials, and apparently the red ones were the stones that would trigger the greatest number of negative reactions among the contestants. Glove. Each contestant who would choose the glove sought a feeling of protection and safety, but also expressed a need for limits. Choosing the glove could be useful to solve the struggles that the team could meet, or it could reveal a much more personal need from the bearer of the helmet. The fabric the gloves were made of affected the statistical frequencies of that choice. The contestants seemed to prefer the real leather gloves, and they never chose the gloves made of synthetic fibers. A great number of distinctive flasks were presented to the contestants. They were labeled with tags supposed to give information about their content. Potion? You mean poison? Okay. It was proved later that those flasks were filled with sand, oil, or bicarbonate of soda. Each contestant who would choose the flask expressed a yearning for fierce motivation or for luck. The contestants seemed more unlikely to take interest in the flasks, with the more grotesque names on the tag. The corks were sealed after Season 2, when a contestant drank a whole flask of oil before the crew could react. Weapon. Each weapon submitted to the contestant's choice was fake. The players who would choose a weapon were sometimes motivated by a desire for revenge or a feeling of depreciation. When there was a weapon on the table, it was systematically chosen. Worried by the message it would deliver, the production eventually decided to considerably reduce their presence until they were finally completely dismissed, despite Jay's sharp disapproval. Okay, I can't choose symbol. Bone. All the contestants who would select the bone during the choice trial seemed to be motivated by a need for rebirth or for a sort of psychological reinvention. Choosing the bone was about accepting your own ending in order to live again. Each contestant selecting this object would often display signs of excitement and a great physical condition, along with a disconcerting ease to move around in spite of the helmet. Whoa. Among all the objects offered to the contestants, some of them did not belong to any particular category. A jog in the shape of a buffalo horn, a spell book, a figurine, an hourglass, a dish towel, a bar soap, a vase, a bell. Who would choose the dish towel? Experiments, helmet. We are not clicking the helmet. Remote viewing. After Jay went missing, it appeared from different documents which were found that he was particularly interested in experiments related to remote viewing. Jay was captivated by the CIA's research on this matter, and he had consulted the entirety of the research conducted by Russell Targ and Harold Putoff at Stanford University. In his notes, Jay mentions the mysterious Oracle project, and we believe it could be related to Protocol 12. During the last 3 sessions of Maze Masters, the helmet was probably equipped with a device allowing a kind of remote viewing, but no proof of the results related to that research has ever been found. Boy. Hallucinogens, that's also unavailable. Man, I really got to stop buying CD-ROMs from Saddam's yard sale. Brain camera. Man. Yeah, a lot of this section is locked off. I skipped the rooms category. You're right. Enigma rooms. Although there were many dangerous rooms in Maze Masters, the adventurers could take a break in some of them. The first ones were called Enigma rooms, and they were of all sorts. Maths, riddles, brain teasers, rebus puzzles, or anagrams. In those rooms, the 3 assistant players could be particularly useful. Bertram would only give clues if the team manifested signs of weakness. Encounter rooms were rooms where the bearer of the helmet would meet a character or a peaceful creature. That looks like a peaceful creature. On very few occasions, an Enigma room could serve as an encounter room. Empty rooms were statistically very rare, but they could still be found from time to time. They could be mistaken for the rooms inhabited by wall monsters. Although they could offer a short break, they were neglected by the adventurers who never stayed there for long. Some said that they felt uncomfortable in those rooms, while others would explicitly speak of the fear they inspired them. But the most common emotion mentioned by the contestants is that a feeling of an unbearable melancholia. Despite their very young age, the contestants said that they experienced the emotions of an old person on the verge of death. Some of them would feel regrets and remorse related to notions they could not explain. The production eventually stopped using those empty rooms due to the players' negative feedback. However, some of the rooms never ceased to appear in spite of this decision, triggering a wave of panic and confusion among the production crews. World's first liminal spaces. Healing rooms were rather rare, but appreciated when they appeared. They give the adventurers a few precious health points, and without them, some teams would have probably failed. In addition to the rooms, some of the items from the choice trial could also provide some health points. During the last scene of the adventure, players could also receive some bonus points according to the number of health points remaining at the end of the journey. Lethal rooms. Bomb rooms. Some rooms contain huge bombs set up by Lord Fear's henchmen. There's like cartoon comical giant bombs. If a player stepped into one of these rooms, their friends had only 30 seconds to guide the player towards the closest exit. If they could not do it within the allotted time, the bomb exploded and the game was lost. Whoa. Apart from the bomb rooms, the players could also walk into what was called a trap room. There were different types of them. And just like the bomb rooms, their player had to follow their friend's indications in order to escape the threats. Circular saws, blades tied to pendulums, huge gaps in the ground. There was a great number of threats. If they failed, the players would lose points. If the number of health points reached 0, the game was over. Against all odds, no incident was reported in those rooms during the show. Sounds like a dangerous production, against all odds. The night rooms rarely appeared, but they made an impact when they did. The bearer of the helmet had to find a way to cunningly escape the wrath of the enemies. Galahad appeared in one of those rooms. So far, the production crews have asserted that they still ignore how the statue displayed in the headquarters hall had appeared, or what kind of mechanism brought it to life. Even if the contestants' injuries were harmless, this event is one of the reasons behind the show's cancellation. The random rooms are the least documented rooms since none of them were aired on TV. They looked more or less like normal rooms, and the only feature that would set them apart was the apparition of specific enemies in those rooms. The only random room which could be recorded off-air was the one containing the pit brain, as it was called by those who mentioned it. Nonetheless, they were unable to describe their interactions with this entity. Chat, I love this music. That's really cool. Color rooms. The gameplay of the green rooms was particularly distinctive. When a contestant stepped into one of them, they had to roll a dice. The dice itself would then appear in the room. Once the dice rolled, it turned into a kind of portal emerging in the room. It was actually a gate which would take the player to another part of the castle, and the exact location was decided by the dice's result. The mechanism appeared in several episodes. During one episode in Season 3, the portal apparently opened, and a gateway to a dark and terrifying dimension. This place was systematically called the Dark Place by all the contestants who came back from it. This incident happened twice during Seasons 6 and 8. The feelings described by the contestants express a sudden and frightening existential angst, which would follow them until the last scene of the adventure. See Healing Rooms. The contestant who went to the furthest point in the heart of this dimension found what would seem to be a watchtower. He mentioned a dreadful presence overlooking from the tower, but he remained unable to define it. The red rooms were located in the zone called the stomach, a kind of organic mental hell designed to try the contestants' nerves. The issues with the meat started right after the first apparition of this setting, and in all likelihood the two elements were connected. After a few airings of this setting, the production definitely removed it, since it had received many complaints from families who deemed it too gory for such young audiences. Yellow rooms seem to be glitched pretty badly. Blue rooms. Up to now, the blue rooms have remained mysterious. Created by Jay as some sort of mental trial which could only be crossed with a substantial mental health, the blue rooms would trigger particular visions related to a dizzying dimension reminiscent of brutalism. Every contestant, even remotely fragile, could only stay there for very few moments, and they all mention a heavy feeling of sadness. The corridor leading to this dimension is in itself a challenge to cross. Notably, there were cruel imps and horrible giant with a distorted face. If the contestants managed to avoid them, they could step into the zone. Several images have been recorded, but their content makes every attempt to analyze them useless. Jay's pages on this matter seem to have disappeared from his research notebooks. Secret rooms. Dark room. Okay. Meat rooms. This section addresses one of the strangest mysteries surrounding the show. Right after the first jester left, a certain number of events happened, all meat-related. Apart from the panic concerning the catering, several rooms in the castle were found packed with pieces of rotten meat, taking the place of the props that were supposed to be there. Even if the crew in charge of the scenery denied everything, the events blew out of proportion in increasingly troubling ways. The production even had to install security cameras on the set in order to try to identify the culprits, but it remained useless. It would seem that the meat appeared on its own. Apparently, the radical decision from Season 6, introducing three-dimensional sceneries, put an end to those manifestations. Aura rooms. The different documents found after Jay went missing prove that he was particularly interested in aura phenomena and the Kirlian effect. Obsessed with all the alternative ways that would allow him to corroborate his theories, Jay was convinced that auras could confirm the efficiency of his protocols. Negative emotional aura room. In one of these rooms of the castle, there was special cameras which could capture and show auras on screen. Quite unexpectedly, only the aura of the room itself appeared, but no human presence was recorded by the captor. However, the rooms seemed to glow with different colors according to the number of health points of the contestants. Since the results were not satisfying enough, the process was quickly dismissed. Well rooms. The well rooms would appear at random. If a well had actually been built for the needs of the show, the original prop painted by an artist disappeared from the studio. After this theft, wells started to emerge from the ground in random scenes. Just like the meat apparitions, the issue was stopped by the shift to digital sceneries. The most striking well was the one leading to the purple dimension. Oh, the purple dimension, you say? There's a lot of info there about rooms. Someone said, how the fuck did this run for 8 seasons? Money. The information given in this section is, to a certain extent, speculative. It discusses the doings of a certain J, redacted, and the different groups he supervised. The Self Bureau, the Dream Clinic, and at the time of the events, Third Eye Pictures. J, redacted scandalous personality, and his different aliases, not to mention the eccentric gossips about him, have all blurred entire parts of his biography. According to certain elements from our investigation, this individual, known as James Jeremy Jacob Jasper, came from Wales, and he could be around something years old today. If this person was indeed identified by several witnesses who spent time with him, there is no trace of Jay or his aliases in the British Administrative Archives. 5 years after the events, a certain number of former members have accepted to speak out, enlightening us concerning a few elements about their experience. Hang on a second. Wow. Oh, there's a lot more. I'm gonna keep doing it. I want to see what this is all leading to. Video games. Maze Masters, 1987. It's like Shadowgate. A little bit. Would have enjoyed this. Ah, the 1991 version. Now that's got some graphics. The 80s game blew ass, yeah, I'll bet. This one looks better. This looks like my kind of game. This is like a Grimrock game. The Wallmaster. Are you keeping an eye out for red dots? I haven't seen one. Gods of the Labyrinth. Shit. Oh. Well, that's interesting. Maybe some new things are unlocked, but we could find no trace of Jay, who was known as Jacob at the time, before he arrived at Cambridge University to study psychology. He attended the course delivered by Devin Kay, who quickly became his mentor. As a specialist of altered states of consciousness, he taught Jay the fundamentals of parapsychology. We ignore the true extent of their collaboration, but it became more than an academic one. Jay would spend all of his time in his teacher's lab and had to retake a year on account of his many absences. 4 years later, Devin Kay was diagnosed with a rare disease and left the academic world. Jay was described by his classmates as one of the best in their year group, but also one of the strangest one. As also the strangest one. For instance, he had no doubt about the scientific validity of the extrasensorial perceptions, ESP, and the models of their practical application. He was often described as an unfriendly man, and yet a little group of students would always spend time with him. After their bachelor's degree, they created together a student society called the Self Bureau. Due to the nature of their experiments, which the university never wanted to reveal, the young members of the Bureau were sent downright before their PhD. Viva. What? The members of the Bureau moved to Birmingham, and there was no sign of them for a while. We were finally able to track them down 3 years after the Cambridge incident. At the time, Jacob was called Jasper. They had settled into a medical center in Birmingham suburb. Internally, they called it the Dream Clinic, and they used the building both as a living and working place. In this clinic, they conducted several experiments related to REM sleep and to their psychic states of inconsistent consciousness. The treatments were free, and the candidates to the experiments were paid. We cannot explain how the group had managed to find such an important source of funding at the time. For 5 years, Jasper and his team carried on their research without anyone noticing. Apparently something happened in 1981, since the group split up that year and Jasper disappeared again. Thanks to the testimony given by Terrence B., we were able to trace the nature of the research conducted by Jasper, but also the reasons behind the dissensions of the group. During the first 2 years, the team made major breakthrough decisive for the forthcoming events. They argued that they had identified a dream dimension containing spatial persistent places and zones which could be visited. The starting point of their discovery was the case of Norma T., a young woman suffering from night terror since childhood. Thanks to an ultrasound therapy treatment paired with hypnotic suggestion, Jasper managed to help the patient. But Norma became subject to recurring oniric visions which lasted several weeks. Jasper used the same treatment on other volunteers in the clinic, and the results exceeded their expectations. They experienced the same visions, They became systematic despite the complete isolation of the patients. At first, the images were peaceful. Little bridge leading to calm sea, majestic tree bathed in light. And as they walked further into the dreamlands, the visions became more symbolic, even mystical. The candidates mentioned visions showing huge eyes staring at them and a face of cyclopean size. All the candidates explained that after a little while they would see a sort of tunnel or an arch shaped by trees, and at the end of the strange corridor a door or gateway would appear. As they got closer to this gate, the candidates would show signs of tachycardia. Some of them would also be subject to vomiting. We suppose this is the moment when the group started to split. Jasper and two of his most faithful followers really wanted to see what was behind that door. The other members expressed a certain unease concerning the uncontrolled protocol and possible effects on the candidates who had not given their full consent. Despite those dissensions, one last experiment was conducted on 10 or so candidates who were given an anti-nausea medicine. All the subjects said that after stepping through the door, they experienced a stream of traumatizing or nightmarish images. It could have been a case of phobic hallucinations from traumatic memories or about death. The dreamers mentioned a huge house lost in the middle of an empty and sinister heath. Once they had stepped into the house, the candidates could see stairs and a checked patterned floor. The house seemed empty, but they all mentioned a heavy feeling in the chest and a metallic taste in the mouth. Among the three candidates who climbed up the stairs, two of them mentioned that their meeting with a young girl standing among the wooden flotsams. When she spoke, no words came out of her mouth, only a strange sound of wood cracking and breaking. The last witness mentioned a meeting with a spectral entity carrying a gladiator sword. He explained that he woke up the moment he tried to get closer. Evidently, the candidates were deeply troubled by this experience. The peaceful visions had given way to unclear but terrifying scenes. Some of them left the clinic in the middle of the night without even taking their belongings. The dissident part of the group threatened to call the police. An argument broke out and some of the members came to blows. Jasper ran away at dawn with his partner, two other adepts. They took with them a few files, some materials, and the remaining cash. It's crazy stuff. We only know a few things about this period, but several compatible elements confirm that Jay and his acolytes went into hiding somewhere around Prague. They became extremely discreet, and it would seem that they were invited by an acquaintance on site. We found no trace of rent or bills under their names, but after the fire at Network 7 Studios, we did find a few pictures in Jay's office. They apparently lived in reclusion. However, a great number of parcels were delivered to the address of their living place. The inquiry established that they contained books. The number of volumes is likely to have represented Jay's important esoteric collection found in the studio. 2 years ago, an independent journalist discovered a book written by the couple during the Prague years, published in the United States, entitled Dreams: Transform Your Life Through the Power of Your Dreams. It introduces different techniques related to dream control. Here are the names of a few chapters. Painting the imaginary tree, taking a mental self-portrait, the third eye, identifying your personal archetypes, building a house of dreams, sketching dreams, digging into the unconscious, learning to fly on the dream highway, posing a visual question, building a dream temple, setting your dream self free. As soon as he came back to the United Kingdom, Jay put a lot of money in different kids' TV programs on cable channels. Here's a few noteworthy examples. The Cranky's Electronic Comic, Galloping Galaxies, Ghost Train, The Computer Program, Alphabet Zoo, The Trapdoor, Terror Towers, Elias, The Jester. What does it mean? Between 1990 and 1995, Jay funded through his affiliated company called Third Eye Movies 8 feature films thanks to the benefits collected with May's masters. Most of them were immediately released on VHS and they can no longer be found. Although all of them are horror movies, we can notice in the course of the years a shift towards an increasingly gory and deviant content. Surprising choice for production studios specialized in kids' TV shows. You can click on the tape to see some of the photographs from each movie, or photograms. Huh. The Evil Eye. Someone said there's a red dot here. Dead Planet. We gotta get these to Red Letter Media. Well, did they reuse a scene from Evil Eye? Are they reusing stuff from Prison Kill? Oh, it's so lazy. What is this? This isn't Roger Corman. Oh, man. How would you like your spaghetti and brains? Some amazing imagery in Brain Feast. Meatballs. I love them. Someone said, my dad showed me Meatballs when I was 6. It scarred me for life. I can see why. Death Trap. Dark Hole. The Meat Man. Someone said to look for a hashtag here. So yeah, I didn't see a red dot, I didn't see a hashtag. Please tell chat this isn't AI so they'll shut the hell up. This isn't AI, chat. Red dot is in Meat Man. Well, there's a lot of red here in Meat Man. I don't see a red dot. I see red blood. It's near the center. It's really, really well hidden. It was right above there. This picture. Hang on. I'm as close to the screen as I could be, and I see lots of red. The Meat Man, hang on. Pretty sure. I don't think it's this one. Just looks like lighting on the meat. It's the last image. That looked like it, but it's also, that could just be... Yeah, it's all red, chat. It's seriously there in the last pick. I'm clicking like crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and just forget about that for now. Controversies. Nope. Theories. Multiverse. Secret Service. Pocket dimension. Hallucinations. Tulpa. Some theories argue that the contestants might have created without knowing some sort of illusory tulpas. Tulpas are entities or realities materializing themselves through one's willpower only. 2 long pages from one of Jay's notebooks enthusiastically analyze Alexandra David Neal's writing dating from her Tibetan period, telling about the tulpa she had created and destroyed when she was in Tibet. Wow. Cult theory. The theory according to which Jay behaved like a guru with the people around him is unfortunately quite solid. From the Self-Bureau to Third Eye Pictures, he never stopped pursuing parascientific goals contoured with New Age nuances. Almost all of his adepts refused to talk to us. Most of them seemed to be fearing for their life. It can be noted that today Jay is still somewhere outside, and it could explain their reluctance to speak out. Among all the research undertaken by Jay, none of them stray from this burning need to seek a door beyond the frontiers of the mind and to stretch the limits of perception. Ooh. Cover-up theory, no. Mind control, no. Shadow people. Aside from the events from the TV show, Network 7's premises gained a certain reputation in the British paranormal small circles. Several members of the production crews mentioned strange apparitions in some of the photographs taken during the shootings. Is that the 2 men and a baby? Or 3 men and a baby image? No. Several members of the production crew... Oh, right. Although the official investigation ignored this aspect, several theories... Red circle? Yeah. Yeah. Several theories pointed out the possibility that those apparitions could be connected to the different dimensions which had been explored. The most persistent ones argue that those manifestations could have been caused by a communicating vessel phenomenon. If a contestant entered a dream dimension, one of the shadow people would appear in our reality. Aside from those strange pictures, which could not be asserted as authentic, no other elements can support this theory. However, the fact that those entities appeared during occurrences of sleep paralysis remains disturbing, given the similarities connecting them to Jay's research. Indigo children in dream world. Nope. Archives. Some photographs here. That is not what I clicked on. Is that meat? Yeah, all of these photos are fucked. Books. The books listed below were all found by the firemen in Jay's office. Parts of the rare documents which survived the fire at the studio. The pseudoscientific content of most of these books questions the deontological soundness of those experiments. You can see the covers of these books, along with the potential notes written in their pages by clicking on each book cover. Spirit releasement therapy, spirit possession syndrome, Sphinx and the Rainbow, the forecasting brain. We're going to go through these kind of quick. Master Guide to Psychicism. Human auras, life, death, and unconsciousness, out-of-body experiences. Death and consciousness. My third eye has been closed for a long time. Once I saw a demon once, and I was like, I'm good. Forbidden knowledge. I didn't see a real demon, chat. Vinny, I made it really clear where the dot is. Let's see. Did you put James in there too? Alright. Exploring the paranormal. I mean, clearly, yeah, the dude loves paranormal stuff. ESP. Yeah, there's some pretty interesting stuff going on in these books. But exploring inner and outer space. The mystery of shadow people. Do you remember the demon that told you, what are you afraid of? That's what I was referring to. Yep. Didn't you tell a story before where you had an out-of-body experience, told some entity to fuck off, and then got kicked back down to Earth? I did, in fact, tell that story. I did tell that story, yes. Was it a ghost? Or was it my own subconscious? I get more skeptical as I get older. It was definitely machine elves. Yeah, it was them. He is losing his whimsy. No. No. I'm still whimsical. I do Tinky Winky voice, that's whimsy. Movie production. Okay, so the Meat Man. Here, we're gonna go back to the Meat Man real quick. Still no. Nope. Middle left. Wrong image. Yes, but the person circled it for me. Yeah, I clicked it. Middle left. I've clicked every potential red dot here, and a lot of it is just like meat glisten. You know when your meat is glistening in the light? I know it's true, chat. I know that there are hidden dots. I'm aware of that, but I don't know what they are supposed to be. Drawings realized by the contestants after each show. The kids' drawings effect seemed to last more or less 24 hours. Oscar Isaac. Leviathan. Hieronymus. Oh, someone's trying to... You can't see the jester. Missing file. Whoa. Never mind the CD, where did you get the disc drive? Saddam's yard sale? It's a good deal. Yeah, that's still locked off. David Rao art. Castle design. A serpent. One of the meat rooms. One of the many meat rooms. Board game. Oh, glitched. I would have loved this board game. Merchandising. Yeah, we're not getting too much. Oh, here we go. Forbidden Gate. Lord Fear's domain. Can you beat the challenge? The labyrinths of fear. Bad dreams. The maze monster. The mad pope. The cruel god. The brain eaters. The demon flute. The death machine. The talking head. Ah! The road of death. The dark Sabbath. The spider room. What? The death master. The lake of despair. The dark assassins. The dreaming skull. Night of the demons. Visions of madness. The evil monk. The devil's fish. What? Holidays in hell. Paintings of blood. The everlasting night. The snow kingdom. The jester is watching. The devil drink. The red prophecy. The jester enigma. Just anything jester related is just not available. Oh, fuck. Merchandising again. Yeah, we did that. Okay. Fan art. So, Alan Smithy, very good. That was the name of a director that didn't want to have their name in the credits of something. They just used the pseudonym Alan Smithy. So when you click here, there's a whole bunch of other shit. Whoa. Okay, so hang on a minute. Wait, okay, hang on. I see the red dot, I clicked it, nothing. I saw it, chat. Nothing is happening. I clicked it. You got a beep when you clicked it. That might not have been that spot in the picture in the other section. Clicked it. Image in the bottom right. Maybe you need to click them in the certain... It's a puzzle. Yeah, I figured. So you click that one first. It's a memory minigame. These are probably images from the books you have to pay attention to. The black and white one was the start of that. Sleeping one. Oh, sleeping one, yes. Okay, sleeping one. Red dot again. But no luck on the red dot. Okay, sleeping. I saw 4, some weird symbol. Maybe they're teeth? I don't know. Skull? No, the children's drawing. Okay. What the fuck? So hang on. There's that. Then there's sleeping. Then there's the children's drawing. I'm not sure. And then there's a hashtag or a pound, whatever. That was an image that was flashed. I remember that. Jester. Ah, damn, I was hoping it would be the Jester. Okay. So a red dot here and then there. What the fuck is happening? The red dots are making a pentagram. You might, in fact, be correct. If you find all the red dots, it's a clue on how to solve this puzzle. These are just hints as to where to find the red dots. No, they're not. Okay. I don't know. I think we're all trying to figure out this in real time, and any of the chat members who know this well are obviously getting drowned out, but that tends to happen. You must find the red dots first. So yeah, that's the problem. If they're that small, if it's like 1 pixel... That's not great. Skeleton with gladiator sword, no. I don't know what the trick here is. Chat is saying row 4, column 4. No. We're going to be here forever. Yes. Row 2, column 2, the owl. Nope. The only reason I was able to guess that one, oh, the hole? No. Was because I saw it flash in an earlier section, briefly, for like a second. I was wondering if maybe that was it, and it was. But, yeah, that seems, I don't know. If there's other images that flash, I don't remember them. Showerhead? I mean, I don't know. Top row, third from left, that's in the game. I might have selected that one already. Yep, I already did that one. I feel like I'm trying to brute force this, but I also don't know what the game wants from me. Row 3, column 5, shadow people. Wait. Someone just said, "Oh, I know." Well, go ahead. We already clicked the teeth. You don't know. Alright, never mind then. Great. Bloody shower. You see shadow people. The jester seemed like the most obvious one, but it's not the jester. Can you click the owl? I'm pretty sure I did. Click the hole. Ferris wheel? No bueno. Vinny, what's with all the scary horror games lately? It is October. And? Oh, you don't get why I would do scary games in October? Bottom left. Holy shit, that worked. Wait, what did it do? Chat member got it. Someone said bottom left, and I just clicked it on a whim. What is it? What is it? Those are the locations of the red dots. All it does is show you the dot locations. Congrats, you wasted your time. Yeah, maybe. So I'm looking to see if there's any way to access the Jester's file, because that would be that would be good. It's just numbers. Match the symbols with the pictures in the game for red dot locations. The details in a gray pick line up with the image in the rest of the game, showing where the red dot is in that image. What does that mean? So here, I'm gonna look for that drawing that we clicked. Was it this one? No. It's this one. Okay, so I'm looking for a singular red pixel. Is it on the temple of the middle guy's head? Next to the fish mouth. What do you mean fish mouth? What does that mean? What? Locations of all 5 red dots. Okay. Chat member may have come through. Okay. I don't understand how to interpret that. You have to click where the red dot was shown. Well, that's not great. Yeah, I'm just clicking aimlessly. Head on the right, close to the nose. Alright. I just want to click one red dot and see it do something. Use this to try to find the red dot's positions. Yeah, I understand. But I don't understand at the same time. There's a cooldown on clicking to prevent brute forcing. Well, if anyone has played this, is there more? Do I get to unlock the Jester's file? So, bottom right. Okay, it's gonna be bottom right. Right? Someone's on it said they taped clear plastic with markings on it in their monitor to click each spot. Oh, man. Well... That's disappointing because I was really enjoying this a lot. But you only get, like, okay, so it's not on the same screen position. The red dot location is based on the symbol, not the image. I don't know what the hell that means. This seems incorrect. But, I mean, and again, the image doesn't fit. So, I mean... No. Symbols like the eye, the hashtag, are hints as to what images the red dots are. From memory, teeth was in the section about shadow people, hashtag in films, and tiny circle in art. Overlaying them like that is dumb. The drawing has nothing to do with the puzzle. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's probably going to be it then for the stream. I would really love to find more, but this is just frustrating. Like, there's got to be some kind of way to hide stuff in the game without it being click the pixel. Because, yeah, you know, I want to see the rest of what's going on here. I mean, I feel like there's so many things that have not been solved. Like, there's the Jester stuff, and then there's some of the conspiracy theories. We didn't get hallucinations. We don't know what multiverse is. The hashtag one is in the movie section. Okay. Try going to the section that has stills from horror movies. I'll give that a shot, sure. Okay. Now look for a barred window. Dark hole? No. I mean, is this potentially a barred window? Kind of a cage. Dark hole had it. Oh, I went too fast. Yeah, okay. Now line up the symbol with the window to find the spot to click. Huh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's something. Was it worth it? I don't really know. What were the shadow people under? Memory teeth is in the section about shadow people. Tiny circle in art. Oh wow, look at that. I mean, believe it or not, XSplit has helped me, is helping me do this, so. Wow. This is new. This didn't work. Okay, so we got 2. It's so incredibly vague because it's just like, you know, now there's I, and then there's moon. Yeah, I don't know. Moon, then there's this. You just click on everything with an overlay up? Oh my god. Wait, did I... Wait. Wait. Oh, god, no. No, it wasn't, chat. It wasn't. Tiny circle is in art, apparently. Wait, art? Oh. Maybe? Yes. Yep. CCTV. Jester. Shit. Okay. Don't change and go back? It didn't... well... Kel Jester. Okay, we get an eye now. Could be the eye on boot up. Jester's camera was 009. Maybe that's the code. It wouldn't be the code because there's no zeros. The eye is the cover to one of the books. Not quite. I'm scouring comments for the last two, but annoyingly many commenters are French, so I have to machine translate. I mean, we are solving this together in real time. It's kind of fun. It's like very unique thing for a stream to solve together. Even though I think that this is still like, now I understand what we have to do. It's still kind of insane, but at least it's kind of fun now. No, not ESP. I think maybe books aren't the trick. Well, there is that. Holy crap. What is all this? Creature playing cards or something. Meatball. Well, I saw aliens. I saw aliens. Oh, they're weird. It's like Star Children type aliens, you know? Like those fucking crazy shit. Like that dude who watched the mantis watched them jack off into a cup. That guy. Alright, we got one more, and this is the moon. Under credits, first top left image had numbers circled, maybe code for Jester. Well, hang on, these are actually hints. Now I understand. So that's the art. This one is, that one we found. And then, what was it? This one. The dude lifting the thing. But I don't really understand that. I don't remember where it was. Where was the dude lifting the thing? I think it was merch. No, because the moon's not going to line up over here. The board game, maybe? No. Full sentences? I'm sorry, my brain is gone. My brain is completely dead. It's very late for me. The images you click on there aren't related to the dots. Oh. I don't think it would be this one. Probably not that one because of the UI. completely get rid of the overlay. It's fine. I guess I could probably just chroma key it out. Give me 1 second here, chat. There you go. For your viewing pleasure. Do we have any potential hints? It looked like the light on the keyboard of the third game actually lined up. This one isn't mentioned in the itch comments. Alright. The moon symbol is from the card in the choice section. The card in the choice section? What does that mean, the choice section? The item selection section, there's cards with symbols. Okay. Okay. Got it. So far, no moon. Stones. No. Glove? Glove. No glove. Flask. New. Weapon. Symbol. Okay, right, that happens. Okay, none of those, nope. It wouldn't be this. It's probably not rooms. The ESP cards. Objects. What do you mean ESP cards? It's in the Prague years? Really? Okay. There's a moon there. I thought, well, no. Oh, shit. Yep. Yep, there it is. Well done, chat member. Game? Gods of the Labyrinth. Oh, shit. trying to play the game. I don't, and WASD doesn't work. Arrow keys don't work. Num keys don't work. Numbskull don't work. Click on the door. Oh, thank you. Oh. Monster. Okay. Monster. Huh. These are the images they were talking about in the shared dream world. I was waiting for that note. And the music has been just straight across the board amazing. Now, is this a dream world or is this some kind of nightmare? I don't know. I don't know how to unlock the secrets of the Jester. Chat member just drop the code. But yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do much more because I'm very tired. But it would have been nice to see a little bit more information. Like, symbol is still, like, blanked out. Some stuff here that's blanked out. A lot of theories are blanked out. But, yeah, I mean, maybe there's more to dig into, chat. I don't know. The ARG was interesting, and it just makes me want to watch this Maze Master show. I'm glad we got to solve that puzzle together, because that made it 10 times more interesting and fun. Maybe some of them aren't real. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that it's just all glitched out. But go look up Nightmare. Oh, I know. There is a dude who was suffocating in a wall sock. I'm aware. We watched an episode of Maze Masters once. Oh, we certainly did. It was on, Wheel of the Weird episode 1, I believe. But yeah, that's it. So, drop a comment if this is, if you know a little bit more about this game. Drop a comment on the YouTube version and let me know if we missed anything. And if you find any extra secrets, also let me know. But thank you, chat. Thank you for watching the stream tonight. It was fun. During the week, we'll do more Silent Hill. We'll do more Spooktober stuff. Abiotic Factor will return. And, just continue gaming. So, yeah, usual time during the week for more streams. Good night, everybody. And thanks for being here on Sunday Stream. Thanks for submitting to Sunday Stream. And mods, thank you as well. Good night.
Just the other day, I was talking with the Donkey Kong, and he said,